Hello, everyone. Let's see, are we live? Oh, looks like YouTube hasn't made it official yet.
Remodeling a bathroom can be a big undertaking. Luckily, the team at Studio 41 makes it easier.
There we go. Hello, hello. Okay, I gotta swap out a few things here. There we go. How is everyone this evening? I've got a little bit different camera set up, so it's going to be easier for me to, there we go, to keep up with comments. Except now I can't see them good enough. They're too far away. Let's see if I can pull this forward. I got a new. There we go. I don't think that blocks the camera. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for helping me out tonight. Such a nice girl. We didn't even talk about it. Hello. Hi, Jenny. Let me swap out my keyboard because if I'm looking at that one, it's going to be easier for me to see what I'm writing here. Hi, Dee. Hi, Avis. Hi, Sarah. Hello, hello. I hope our sound is good this evening. We've got it all set up for you again. So once again, if I'm quiet, you got to go to your device's volume, your master volume, and turn that up, or turn up your YouTube volume because we're good here. Okay. Oh, Liz, you're getting your apron on. I tell you what, I cleaned for, I think, 9 hours today. So I just got done vacuuming. Actually, I did so much vacuuming the last few hours. My hand is cramping. It just feels terrible. Hi, Ravonda. It's rainy in Virginia, and you haven't had any snow this year. I'm really sorry about that. You for sure can take some of ours. I think we're supposed to get snow again on Monday. I really, really, really hope not. So what is everybody doing this weekend? And are you going out after we're done here? Are you staying home? Do you have your pajamas on? Oh, Tanya likes my pajamas. So do I. Thank you, dear. I got these at the Monoprix in Paris, and I'm quite obsessed with them. You know, stupidly, I didn't buy the robe. Monoprix's like Target, and they have peacocks, which you know are my favorite. And they're navy. Hello, navy with teal and orange. I have a friend over there who graciously went back and got me 2 more pairs so that when these get all crotchety and worn out, did I just say crotchety on YouTube? Then I can have fresh ones. I'm so happy. Lori Altman is staying home with a ton of snow. Hi, Caroline from Chicago. Left Field Farm Girl is sewing pajamas for her boys. Oh, I would love to do that. It's been so long since I sewed little clothing. The last few years, I get started on a project and then I just walk away from it. I think it's because my sewing machine's in a room that gets really, really, really cold. It just has some crappy French doors. And then I don't want to go out there again, and I can't see it, so it's sort of out of sight, out of mind. But I used to always make stuff for my kids. Christine loved my Instagram post about this stove picture. I made a joke on Instagram today that there's more pictures of my stove in my phone photos than there are of my kids, which of course isn't true, but it made me laugh when I saw how many pictures of the stove I had. Sometimes the light is just shining in. I had just got her all cleaned up from I fried hamburgers last night, and so it was just gross and greasy, and I put some fresh flowers on it and had to take a picture. Oh, wow. Little farmhouse by the sea farm. Oh, that sounds so charming. In British Columbia is taking dahlia cuttings. Wonderful. Farming in my apron. How are you, girl? Canning chicken broth. Of course you are, because you're amazing. Hi, Nita. All right. Is there anybody else? Well, I haven't said hello to everyone. I know that. So hi to everyone, anyone that I missed. Tanya. Tanya's my mod for tonight, and she's around every week helping me with this. She is one of those friends that I haven't met yet, and we get to meet each other for the first time in May. So that's exciting. And let's all wish an early happy birthday to Maybe, who turns 57 tomorrow. Maybe, love that name. Where has the time gone? I don't know. Hello, Mexico. Thank you so much. I mean, since I cleaned, then I surely get to do something fun tomorrow. The magazine's all done and it's at the printer. People have their digital copies, so that feels really good. So I'm hoping that I get to do something creative and fun tomorrow. Probably will finish editing the YouTube video for Sunday, which will probably take me a good chunk of time, but then after that I get to do something fun. The thrift, like the resale shops and the antique stores, aren't really open up here until May. Sarah is nursing her 4-month-old. That sounds really cozy. That sounds lovely. I held my littlest one last night, and I could just, I feel like he's so little. He's so scrawny. His little ribs, and like physically my fingertips just had this memory. Like I went through each of my children and I could feel what each of them felt like. And he just felt so good, and it just made me, he's going to be 7 this year. Can you believe Junior is going to be 7? And someday, like, he's just going to be huge like Aiden and the other ones. But yeah, last night was really, he doesn't like it when I get emotional and cry. And I do a lot of crying because my kids are just, I love them, and they're just so big and growing so fast. Sometimes he'll say something really sweet and I'll go like, and he'll go, "Don't cry, Mom. Don't cry. Please don't cry." So I was trying to keep it, a little bit covert last night, how emotional I was getting. He just felt so good. And I did. My hands, it was like my fingertips had memory. I could just feel each of them, and they're different. Some of them were really fat and some of them were thinner. Junior's by far like the most rib cagey little scrawny one, but yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh good. Everyone's saying happy birthday to Maybe. Love it. Okay. So nobody's rocking me with some like really great plans. You guys all sound like kindred spirits. Dahlia cuttings, nursing a baby, being cozy at home. Maybe one of you will get to go out for dinner or something. Like, there's nothing doing around here. It is just so quiet in the winter. What I was saying is most of the antique stores and the thrift stores and stuff are closed. So there's some fun ones I could drive like 40 minutes to go see, but I don't really want to. Yeah, baby fever, right? Like making your uterus, your ovaries like, oh, yeah. Kara. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Kara's asking, for those of you watching on the replay, what happens if you're watching right now and you're wondering what I'm responding to, it takes a few days for YouTube to finally put up the live chat. So it will appear within the week. But if you're watching this like in the first 48 to 72 hours, you're not going to see the live stream of comments coming through. I don't know why they have to have a delay. It's annoying. So I'll do my best to sort of reference which comments I'm commenting to. Do I have any of those electrolytes up here? It's Trace Minerals. If you go on Amazon and you just type in Trace Minerals raspberry, you'll see this company called Trace Minerals come up, and the little like sachets are what I use. Those are the ones I take every day. I love them. And then I also have the liquid drops and the supplements. Yeah. Okay. So I apologize that I don't remember the exact name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't remember. Marmalade and overnight bread. Bobby is making marmalade and overnight bread. I've had lemon curd on my to-do list for weeks. I would love to just make a truckload of lemon curd. That sounds really, really good. and yummy. I like to have sweets in the morning. If I'm going to indulge in something sweet, I prefer it in the morning with my coffee, which I've been drinking way too much of and really enjoying it. Hi, Colorado. Hello, hello, hello. Nita, what are you responding to? 7. What did I miss? I might have missed something. Something's going on with the number 7. I don't know. So maybe I'll go down and see what kind of treasures I can find. But most likely I'm just going to finish vacuuming and maybe rearrange some furniture and just hang out with the kids. So, hi, Nancy. Shalom. Yeah, no big plans whatsoever. It's taxes time, so there's like paperwork everywhere. So we're trying to keep that nice and tidy. Andrea is going to Paris for the first time in July. Congratulations. That is a really, really great thing. And AF is planning a trip to Paris and Switzerland in late April. Wonderful. We'll just miss each other. I think I will be getting back. I am there like the 12th through the 19th of April. Any fashion advice from my last trip? That's a great question. You really can't go wrong in Paris. It's so fashion forward, and that there's a little bit of everything. You have like your real city urban look. You have your Nordic look, like, you know, the big wide pants and the suits with big tennis shoes. You've got your quintessential classic look, you know, leather heels, leather loafers, beautiful trousers, and a trench coat. There's a lot of different looks. I think you can't go wrong bringing a trench coat, a nice pair of jeans or trousers, a skirt. Of course, I'm wearing blazers because my temperature fluctuates. Like, it's not even a hormonal thing. It's just I get really warm. And there's a lot of temperature fluctuations in the city. So it can be breezy and rainy outside. And then you can go down in the metro and it's like rush hour. And there's 40 million people in your wall to wall and smelling everyone. It's very, very warm. So I like to be able to, you know, like take my blazer off if I have a tank top on, or a lot of tank tops, and tie it around my waist. And so I can cool off. Power Pack, thank you. Power Pack is the company that does the trace minerals. Claudia is nursing baby number 3. Wonderful. That's fabulous. Welcome, welcome. Sounds like you just discovered the channel, so I love that. Angela is from Florida, and she's asking how long it snows there, because they are in full spring. So we typically might get a dusting or a couple inches that will come and go before the end of the year. And then usually in January is when all hell breaks loose and we just have snow. Now this year was amazing. We had 40 degrees, 30s, no snow, no snow, no snows, no snow. And then like 3 weeks ago, it just started and it just seems to snow every couple days. So I just keep looking at the 10-day, wondering when I'm going to see like 38, 41. And then, so sort of like from right now on is really unpredictable. So if you look at some of the first gardening video, I think there's this hysterical clip of Juliet, and of course this is 5 years ago, so she's 14 now, 13, out in shorts and snow boots with like a tank top, like taking a big snow shovel and shoveling the snow away so we can start to create the garden. It's just a really quick clip, but it makes me laugh. It's so true. And that was about March 20th. And then you fast forward 2 years, and I'll never forget this because I was flying out to Shay's house in the middle of it. April 27th, we got like 3 feet in 48 hours. So you never know. It could be over at the end of February, or it could, we've been here and there have been snow drifts on the north side of the house at the beginning of June that still, like, the sun never shines on them. So they were still there. So it's kind of a crapshoot. It's really a stupid place to live if you love gardening like I do. But it's so beautiful and it's so peaceful. Peaceful. This is where we are. So I just try to deal with it. Doesn't mean that eventually we're not going to start going away for the winter, at least for a couple months. I thought the reeds of Corfu had a really nice ring to it. Don't you think that sounds good? All right, I'm going to get caught up on a few of these. Wendy wants to know, it's a great question, if I've ever used rub and buff on drawer pulls and knobs. Absolutely. I've used rub and buff on just about everything. It is like a miracle product. Be sure to use like maybe a latex glove or some sort of glove, because it is oil based and it will just get right in your skin and not want to come off. And you can still do the rubbing thing even with a glove on, but absolutely. If you're buying it off of Amazon, get a few different colors, because there's different golds. One's going to be more brass and one's going to be more rose, so you find like the one that you really, really like. Oh my goodness. Nancy used to live where I used to live, in the same area, and she doesn't miss the snow at all. And Penny wants to know how I start my Lisianthus. If you want to, I think we touched on this last week. I do order my Lisianthus plugs started from Farmer Bailey, and I think that's as simple as farmerbailey.com. I do not start my own Lisianthus. So, yeah, I hate that feeling, Penny, of gardening where you feel like you're already behind before it's even begun. I really hate that. And Kelly has decided to paint her room and her office emerald green. No more beige. Werner, what's that hysterical Instagram feed? Werner, somebody's sad beige walls for sad beige offices. No, it's just sad beige. I think it's official sad beige is the Instagram feed. You should watch it tonight in the bathtub and just laugh your butt off. It's so hysterical. I love green walls so much. I don't have any. I have a lot of green, but I don't have green walls. I love them. Do it. Paint your walls green. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see. Chinese lampshade sounds beautiful. Chintz lampshade. I've got Chinese decorations on the brain, like Oriental stuff, because I did take a picture for Instagram with that little box that I showed you last week. Would I really leave my home for 2 months in the winter? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. It is very dark and very lonely here in the winter. I'm very grateful that I love to be home. So there's always something for me to do. It's not like I'm bored. I'm just doing my thing. But the darkness, it's not even the cold. The cold, I mean, I'm over it. The cold doesn't bother me. It's the darkness and lack of sunshine that is really, really horrible. And this year it was especially bad. It was not good. There were some tears from more than one of us in this house. It was not cool. Can rub and buff go bad for you? Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know how to pronounce that first word. I wish I did. Rub and buff. If you get one and it's rock hard, I don't know. Try running it under some hot water, and maybe just work the tube and see if that helps, because sometimes when you get it and you open it up, like this splurge of oily liquid comes out, and then what's underneath that is more of a paste. So do that and see if you can't sort of mix it within the container. And then, if it was really, really, really old, maybe it did just solidify, but you might just want to work at it a little bit and see what happens. Avis has never seen snow, and she's going to be 35 in April. I've never lived anywhere but the Midwest. Just like I've only ever lived in the states around Lake Michigan. That's amazing to me. That's incredible. I suppose you need to see some snow because sometimes it's light and beautiful and airy and it just falls like we call it snow globing. And other times, right, especially when you live right by the lake, it's called lake effect snow, and it just comes, it literally falls out of the sky like in clumps. It's crazy. That's when we really, really get slammed. Kara's packing it for the south, January through March. I don't know if I can do like that long because of the animals. It depends on, how old children are and if some of them want to stay or if some of them want to go or if I can hire a farmhand. I would not leave a farmhand to milk my cow. I would probably have to make sure that I had a calf here for insurance. And even then, something can go wrong. So obviously the animals are really, really a tie that bind. And I know that that's like the stage of life that I choose to be in. Actually, I really can't picture my life without a dairy cow because I love cows so much. But yes, Corfu has a nice ring to it. Be so silly. I'll stay in some ramshackle on the beach. I don't care. Yeah. The darkness. Yep. Just Abby. The darkness is pretty bad. And Joyce has never seen the ocean. There was a point in my life where I had never seen the ocean. I still think I've only seen it twice. I think I've only seen the ocean twice. I think I've been to 3 times. 4. I've been to the beach 3 times in Florida, and I stood on the beach for 10 minutes in California, and that's it. That is it. Do you take your family on spring break, holiday, or vacation? No, not usually, Janelle, because there's so many of us, and it's so expensive to travel. With that many people, the last time we went anywhere, we went to Disney World. And they literally like closed the gates behind us for COVID. We made it out by the skin of our teeth. I think we left Disney February 25th and everything shut down like March 3rd, But we are going to take them they're going to go to Paris in April. So the whole family's going to go in April. Lee and I are going to go I'm sorry, I take that back. The whole family's going in October. And Lee and I are going in April. So my 2 trips this year, her and I will just like go and come back in April. And then in October, we'll do a family vacation before my guests arrive. And then my family will just hang out at the Airbnb, do their thing, without me while I entertain my guests. And I'll kind of go back and forth. So. Oh, thanks, Diana. That's very, very kind. And Little Farmhouse stares at the ocean every day. See, that's how I feel about the lake. I actually really find it, being a Lake Michigan girl, I find it so shocking that people don't know about Lake Michigan. I just stupidly assume that everybody knows about these Great Lakes and how big they are and how beautiful they are, and that when you're standing at them, it looks like the ocean. You can't see the shore from it. That's it. It's just this expanse of water. Those of you that got my newsletter this morning, I've been taking tutoring. I have a private French tutor. And that's a fun story. I think I did cut and paste the newsletter and made it like a blog post in case people aren't signed up, because it's just sort of my journey on how I'm committing myself to becoming fluent in French. No more of this like having to manipulate the conversation to get around something if I get stumped. But I was talking to my tutor about Lake Michigan, and I'm saying to him, I'm like, come on, Lake Michigan, like when you look at a map of America and you see all those big lakes, duh. Like, I know about Lake Victoria in Africa. I know about other lakes, Lake Como in Switzerland. How can you not know? It's Lake Como, right? How can you not know about Lake Michigan? It actually really surprises me. But a lot of people don't. They don't realize that it looks like the Caribbean and that you can swim in it and it's crystal clear and it's beautiful. It's crystal clear because of an invasive species, but I suppose there's some benefits to that. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Prattle. Oh, wow. Miss My ABCs has been on every continent except Australia and Antarctica. That's cool. That's very, very cool. Nita, my grandparents do not go to Florida anymore. They are, my grandpa will be 95 in July, and my grandma just turned 90, which you saw my blog post about that. I hope, because it was one of my favorites that I've ever written. So they are about, I go to see them about every 12 weeks. They are 8 hours from here. They're on the other side of the lake. So Julianne Mazzoni wants to know, what are the color walls in my bedroom? Thank you. I was so inspired by Master Raymond's Apothecary in Outlander. And then when Jamie and Claire built their house, I don't want to give away too much in case somebody's not an Outlander person. They have teal walls as well. And I love it. I don't quite know what to do with the ceiling and the beams yet. There's a lot of unpainted stuff in my bedroom that I film around. But it is called, if I remember, it's called Deep Sea Dive. You know what, everyone, what you can do, if you go to the video description of any of my videos, and even this one, if you scroll down, I do a lot of prattling at the beginning where I type in a lot of keywords. It's like a YouTube thing. That's why sometimes my video descriptions read like gibberish, because I'm trying to cram in as many keywords as I can. But if you scroll down, it'll say like, let's get social, and it'll tell you like my Instagram handle. And then there is a link, a bit.ly link to my newsletter. And if you sign up for my newsletter, you will get a whole PDF printable of all the paint colors in the house. So that's handy. But I believe the one in my bedroom is Deep Sea Dive, but you're going to have to forgive me. I don't remember if it's Sherman-Williams or Benjamin Moore. Okay. Avis, yeah, you got to book the Airbnb to see Lake Michigan. The Airbnb is super close to Lake Michigan, and super close to a beautiful inland lake called Europe Lake. And if you Google Europe Lake, talk about looking like the Caribbean. The view from the sky it's just like a big chunk of turquoise in the middle of a forest. It's so beautiful. Tanya's mom was born and raised in Lansing, Michigan. Would you believe all the time I lived in Michigan, I only went to Lansing once on a 7th grade field trip to the Capitol building. They have one of those cool glass floors in the Capitol building. Yes, JS, that's why we're here, because I just thought, well, if I'm not going to live in Paris and I'm not going to live on my grandparents' farm, then I am going to live as freaking close to Lake Michigan as I can get. Because up until living here, I would go to it when we went camping. I would go to it like when we went for drives, and it just always just was so calming and serene and so beautiful. Every time I see it, still, when we're driving through town or whatever, I go, like it takes my breath away every time, whether it's the bay or the lakeside. It's just absolutely, absolutely stunning. Okay. Sorry. I hate having to read to keep up. Cresta's in Kalamazoo. Love going to the beach at South Haven. Very, very cool. Grand Canal. Oh, thank you. Sherman-Williams. Tanya, I really, really appreciate that. And Little Spoons of Joy visited last summer. It was wonderful. Okay. Petra, did you come to Lake Michigan? Where did you go? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My comments are like, they're shaking. I can't read them. Oh, Spartina has a neat Great Lakes tote and bag, etc. Elizabeth, is that the one that has all the Great Lakes on it? Hold on 1 second. See if if I can show you this. I can't put things too close to the camera because they'll go blurry. But is this the one you're, let me see, scooch it over, knock my water over. Is this the one you're talking about? Where can I get that in focus? That's about as good as I can do focus-wise, ladies. So I live, can I do this? I live right there with the cherries because we grow a lot of cherries here. And I grew up way over there by Holland in Grand Rapids. This purse is like my whole life. It's so cool. I love this purse. Is this what you're talking about? Is this by Spartina? It is. This is what you're talking about. Yeah, they sell that at the shops up here, and I love it. I carry it all summer. I just love that bag, and they have the wallets and everything that goes with it. But I about squealed when I saw that bag. I had to have it. Okay. Oh, she has the purse and the scarf. Fun, fun, fun. Petra, were you in Door County? Did I know that? That's not cool. Why didn't we hook up? Well, because probably it was a family vacation, but I would have loved to connect with you. I didn't know you were here. That makes me feel stupid. If you told me and I just didn't put two and two together, I apologize. Ugh. Dang. Okay. Yes. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Frankenmuth. Tanya's been to Grand Rapids. Frankenmuth is this, like Christmas. Isn't the whole bit with Frankenmuth is like it's a Christmas town? I feel like I have a family member that's always like, Frankenmuth, Frankenmuth. Yeah. Yeah, they are. The Great Lakes are really amazing. And I love the history here, too. I love the history, like going up into Canada of the English and the Canadians coming over and the fur trading and the Native Americans. I mean, like we grew up like just learning about all of that. I love the history of this area so much. And Nita's friend lived in Ludington. Okay, so a lot of you know the area. And Julie was in Door County and was leaving Julie's resale as I was pulling in. Once again, it's okay to say hi. Oh my gosh, you guys. I would love to. Some of your names are so familiar to me. That would just be so lovely to meet you. It happens. My children are mortified when it happens. But I had a woman like jump out of her vehicle in Fish Creek 2 years ago. Like Joel and I went on a date. I think it was our anniversary. I didn't have the heart to tell her because she made her husband stop the car in the middle of the road and go, "Excuse me, are you that French farm girl?" I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. And she like got out of the car and it was really, really sweet. But sometimes that's a little embarrassing. I'm happy to meet people, but I feel embarrassed. It was, I don't know. Anyways. How do I get a water stain off satin lampshades? Dorothy, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I suppose that's something I should know. But I don't know. If you felt a little creepy to holler and wave. Yeah. I had a lady at Costco last year. I was just like cranky. I was so cranky. I had my RBF face on. I don't like going in Costco. I was in a really big hurry. Usually I'm going to Costco to go to Costco. You know, I'm like ready to like game on, you know, fill a cart to the top and it's a horrible experience. But I just was really in a hurry. We must have been just passing through town or something. And a lady stopped me like over by the Cantaloupe. "Are you Parisienne Farmgirl?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she was very, very excited to meet me. And she went to give me a hug. And I felt so bad because like instinctively, I'm like, "Please don't touch me. I don't know you. Please don't touch me." I like put my arms up. I'm like, "Bless your heart. Thank you for following." I was so awkward. So if we ever meet and I'm really awkward, I just apologize in advance. But yes, on the other flip side of that is some of these names that are so familiar to me. To give a wave. That would be cool. Yeah, Avis would do that too. Yeah, it was like she came in for the kill. She didn't come in for the kill, but she was coming in hot, right? And I was like, thank you. Thank you so much. Space. My daughter's watching over like, Oh my gosh, can we get out of here? So, yeah. Oh, I need some anecdote to share with you guys in the middle of questions. I think we talked about if you guys have any questions about Paris that I'd love to answer them. Oh, who just did that? Somebody just did that. I can't tell who it is. Thank you. Thank you. Road to Freedom. Thank you. That's very kind. We appreciate that. Scrolling. Ravonda has searched and searched on cleaning stains from silk shades and nothing has worked. I'd love to know too. Wow. I was just telling this story to somebody the other day. When I was growing up, my mom had a Coach purse and we didn't have any money to speak of at all. And I don't know how she had this purse, but it was her. She loved it and she was really classy. And this purse was very 70s. It was like the envelope style one and it had the big loop and then she would like open and close it this way. So about this big and it was camel colored. And she just loved this purse. And I will never forget the day she spilled coffee all over it. She cried. I must have been like 7. I still feel bad for her. I mean, that was such a big deal. Like she didn't own anything that nice at all. It was a huge deal and she cried. And that was before the internet, you know, she didn't have any resource to hop on and say, you know, how do I fix this? What can I do about this? And she had 3 small children, so she probably didn't have time to like load us in the car and go to some, you know, shoe repair place or some leather expert and find out. I think it ended up getting donated because it was wasted. It was a light color camel purse and poor thing. But yeah, you could try taking it to the dry cleaners. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay, while I read your comments. Somebody say something. Julie, I have no idea what rumors you're talking about with Wayfair. I've only ever ordered, I believe, the black and white mosaic tile that I put down in the kids' bathroom, the bathroom with the green tub, I ordered from Wayfair. I think so. That's the only thing I've ever ordered from them. And Sandra, I want to know what a junk journal is. Would you please tell us what a junk journal is? I've heard of a gardening journal, but I've never heard of a junk journal. Hi, Margaret. Mina Hammonds is a hugger too. Okay, you guys can just hug each other. I'm fine with hugging, but I just didn't want to hug in the cantaloupe aisle at Costco, a total stranger. With my luck, that stranger is watching and I've made her feel really bad. That would break my heart. So, Christine, the bedroom remodeling is going nowhere. Don't you know us by now? It's going nowhere fast. Joel's painting a big house in town. A house on the lake. Like, wow. And it's going to take him forever. And so I'm in like bedroom limbo. The bathroom is still, I did get all the wallpaper for the bathroom. Oh my gosh. I got the wallpaper for the bathroom. I think I told you that last week. And then I got the tile samples. I shared with you my ideas about the, child trafficking. No. Okay, maybe I'll have to Google that. I know you can't believe everything you read, but probably want to know about that. Oh, there's probably so much we don't know about that. It makes me furious. I did share on Instagram and maybe in the YouTube community about the tile that I want to put around my sink in this bathroom here. It's a wall sink. The one everybody teases me looks like a urinal. And I'm going to tile around it because I'm thinking that the distance between the faucet and the bowl, it's really hot. It's big. It's called a French lavabo. I know that's the French word for sink, but if you Google like French lavabo, garden sink, you'll see what I mean. The water has a long way to fall, so I'm thinking it's going to splash out on my House of Hackney wallpaper. Oh, heck no. So I think I'm going to tile around it. I saved so long for that stupid wallpaper. Nobody's going to ruin it. Joel thinks he's going to brush his teeth in there. He's got another thing coming. Can you just imagine your husband like spraying toothpaste and water all over your beautiful wallpaper? No. Nothing doing. Okay, I do want to know what a junk journal is. Did somebody say what it is? Doggone these. I'm really sorry if I'm not responding to comments. When I move my mouse, it's just flickering. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Jordan is asking about someone who has zero expertise with landscaping and they have a blank space for a backyard. I have a book. I think it's downstairs. I think if you have zero expertise, like get a lot of books, get a lot of gardening magazines, see what you like. And as far as layout, get an idea of the sun's patterns and shade. Like, do you have shade that's going to, like, maybe you can't tell now, but when the tree leaves out, it's going to make a big difference. Take all those things into account. Of course, I'm really condensing this. People write whole books about this. And then get graph paper and just start tinkering. Measure your yard and start tinkering with graph paper. And, like to scale, like each square is a foot or something like that. And start seeing what you have room for, what you have the budget for, and what you have the sunlight for. And I think that's a great place to start. And then by all means, like, if you want to make a garden, like, just immerse yourself in that world because it's rather fabulous and addicting. I would highly suggest getting a BritBox account and watching as many seasons of Gardener's World as you can, because that's very inspiring. And what I really love about the show is they speak to gardeners of all levels. So there's such great people that are on that show, and they don't make you feel dumb, like if you don't know what they're talking about. And if you do know what they're talking about, you're not bored. They have this really magnificent way of taking their enthusiasm about gardening and speaking to all levels. So I would dive in there for some great inspiration as well. Oh, faux fireplace with homemade tile. That sounds really, really great. A fake window in the office because it's partially in the basement. What did you do? Did you just put like frosted glass up and put a light behind it? Because I kind of feel like we need to do that. I'd actually love to dig some windows in our basement, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then today I was down on the treadmill and I was looking up to the ceiling, thinking about all that light that comes in the conservatory and how dark and abysmal our basement is. And I was actually going to Google like floor windows. Surely they make floor windows. I could just cut some of the wood away and put some windows, and then all that light from the conservatory could go down into the basement. I think that would be cool. Oh, junk journals are little books you put together with little pieces of art and things that have special meaning to you. Oh, I do that everywhere. My whole house is a junk journal. I have like cookbooks. I have a copy of Julia Child's cookbook. I have 2 copies. So one that I use and it's got all my notes and notations and everything in it. And then the other one I use to press flowers. And I'm telling you, you could pick up probably any book around here, and I just tuck little things in that mean something to me. And yeah, I like, what is the word? Ephemera? Is that the word? Like, I love papers and memories and little notes and little sketches from my kids and ticket stubs and things like that. Gardener's World. Okay, you're watching Gardener's World, and you are obsessed. I haven't started this year. I think it began a few weeks ago. Right now in the evenings, I'm watching Remington Steele. Did any of you watch Remington Steele when you were younger, when it was on the air? Remington Steele is my favorite old show. I had a crush on Pierce Brosnan when I was like 12 years old, and I frigging love that show. And, oh good, that's the right word, ephemera. I like that word. I've always wondered, sometimes I see words and I just say them the way I feel like it, because my brain just decides what it sees. I don't know if that's dyslexic or what. And I've always wondered, are you saying that word right? Okay, see, I just described junk journals. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe there's love. Okay, there we go. Elizabeth Meeks Humbeck loved Remington Steele. Well, it's on Amazon, the whole show. So I started it again the other day. Okay, here's an anecdote for you. When we were in Paris, yes, Remington Steele, right? Dude gives me the vapors even today. What is he like? I think he's going to be 70 this year. He's just a class act. Love him. When we were in Paris this last time, well, anytime, but the big flea market, the big one. So when we go, I'm going to take my guests to 3 different flea markets. I'm going to take them to like a local neighborhood, a neighborhood flea market, one that's got food and fruit and even sweatshirts, but it's got great tables of fabulous junk too. Traded the 2 supporting leads for Nancy. Oh, okay. Yeah. Nancy, they traded her for the mom from Christmas Vacation and the mom from Everybody Loves Raymond, right? The mother-in-law. Okay. So you guys love Remington Steele. Yeah. And Kelly saw Pierce Brosnan at her grocery store once. Oh my gosh. Now I have 2 stories for you that I would freak out. I'd probably go up to him like in the cantaloupe aisle and try to give him a hug. We went, and so we're going to go to a neighborhood flea market. We're going to go to Vanf, which is like the big one with 400 tables, and it's rain or shine every weekend, and it's fabulous. Table after table after table, and the people are so wonderful. The vendors are so friendly and so much fun. Okay, so there's that one. Then there's Saint-Ouen, or someone just called it Kling and Core. Same thing. We're going to go to Saint-Ouen. So we went there, the girls and I, and we're walking down one of the little alleys, and I see this clock, and I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful. And the girls say, they're like, no, you'll never get that in the suitcase. Mom, they're like trying to like talk me out of it. I'm freaking out. I gotta have this clock. It's this big, and it's like this golden tin, and it's painted all the colors of my my rug in the pretty room. Okay, so it's got the orange, and it's got the pink, and it's got the teal and the navy. It's got all these baby blue, like the walls, like this sort of light. Oh my gosh, this clock is so beautiful. And I'm negotiating hardcore for this clock. He's got, what did he have on it? He had to have at least 250 euros on it. And it's definitely Zimbalist. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And Ava sees him all the time because he lives in Kauai. Okay, great. Yeah. I love all of this about Remington Steele, about Pierce Brosnan. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to come back around to Remington Steele, I promise. So I start negotiating hardcore. I want this clock. I'm not leaving without this clock. It has this huge back on it. I'm thinking this thing's going to barely fit in my suitcase. So we took carry-on, and then we took empty suitcases full of bubble wrap, which I know some of you know that. So we could bring junk home. And they say, like, how are you going to get this? How are you going to get this clock home? And anyways, the guy finally concedes to sell me this clock for 185 euro. This is like the biggest purchase I made when I was there. And I was so happy. I just thought, I don't care if I never get it to work. I'm going to cut a hole in the envelope. You know, we live in this envelope house in the Blue Room. We haven't done any built-ins or anything. I'm going to cut a hole and just put it right in the envelope. I don't care. So it's an alley, right? He's got his wears on one side, and then you're walking down this little street, and then on the left is where he has like the garage doors that they're pulling up and down and everything. And I look over, and he's pulling out this huge pendulum that matches. And I'm trying to say in French, are you kidding me? I get that too. Like, I was euphoric. And the girl's like, Mom, you have to calm down. I was so happy. This was incredible. And sure enough, this pendulum's a good 4 feet. It's not going to fit in my suitcase. So in my very best French, I'm telling him, I don't care what you have to do. As long as you don't break it. It's like tin. I'm like, you fold that thing in half. Do what you got to do so I can take this home. Bless his heart. He gets out the bubble wrap. I'm like, oh, I got some too. I got packing tape. And we're sitting down on the ground working together to pack up this clock. And I did bring my suitcase to the market with me. So I packed it right there on the spot. So I have this beautiful clock. I get home. I start typing it in. I'm like Google image searching it. I'm typing it in. I see these bad boys on First Dibs in the wooden case for like $3,500 to $7,700. It's a French Morbier clock. It's so beautiful. Now I'm hot to trot to get it restored. So I find a clock restorer in Evanston, this clock museum, who I think can have their way with it. And I don't care if it just hangs on the wall, whatever. So I'm going to come back around to Remington Steele. We sit down a few weeks ago to watch Remington Steele. It's the first episode. And I look in the back of Laura Holt's office, which you guys are right. It was not Stephanie Powers. It's Stephanie Zimbalist. I look in the back of her office, and she's got one of these clocks in her office. And Shay teases me all the time that I just came out of the womb this way. And Amélie's sitting next to me watching this show, and she's looking at Stephanie Zimbalist's clothing and her little peplum suits and everything. She's like, Mom, this show is so you. It's unbelievable. And I start screaming, look. And here's this clock. As one of the props in her original office on the first episode is a French Morbier clock, almost exactly like mine. I think that's amazing. So yeah, I'm going to have the clock restored. And I did hear this guy on YouTube. He restored his, and it makes this nice little ding, ding, ding sound. And I think I will just hang it on the wall because I obviously don't have the body, like the grandfather top clock, like the wooden body. But if you look on First Dibs, they're stunning. They're inlaid and gorgeous. Okay. Yes, Sophie, I take the suitcase with me to the flea market. I don't care how obnoxious it looks. Actually, it really doesn't. People are carrying their poussette. People are doing something similar. I just happen to bring my suitcase. And I just lug it on and off the metro. It was no big deal. And it was funny because anytime a vendor would go, oh, do you need a bag? Or I'm like, I got it. I got bubble wrap. I got tape. I'm good to go. And it made for fun conversation because I was so prepped. And I'm bringing bubble wrap for my guests for April. I'm trying to bring a little bit for everybody. I'm encouraging them to bring their own, bring some packing tape, like bring everything you need because you can probably get away with just cramming your carry-on full of what you're going to wear. And yeah. So, okay. Let's see here. We're talking about Pierce Brosnan's wife. They have like such a sweet marriage. They've been together forever. His first wife was Cassandra. I don't remember her last name. She is, I think, in maybe like episode 9 or something, but I believe she got cancer and died in 92. And then he met Kylie, whatever her name is, and they've been together since then. So yes. Robert Wagner. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys are all over the place with names. What are you talking about? I just told you that big story and I missed everything. Okay. Stephanie Powers. Girl from Uncle. Oh my gosh, I go to trivia and the girl from Uncle was one of the answers the other night. I didn't know. Like, I was young during those shows. I didn't watch any shows. I've never seen an episode of Heart to Heart. I've never seen The Love Boat. I've never seen, I just happen to be a Remington Steele girl. Yes, everyone's so classy in Remington Steele. I mean, the costumes obviously are dated, but you can actually learn a lot. That's where I learned to wear a nude color shoe. I noticed Stephanie Zimbalist is rather petite, and quite often she'd wear a nude high heel with her suits, and she looked fabulous. Yeah, I'm going to show you the clock someday. Actually, you've seen it. If you follow me on Instagram, I did post it. It's sitting in the windowsill of the pretty room. I've never posted do I have the pendulum in here or is it downstairs? The pendulum's downstairs too. But if you go to Instagram and like go back, I don't know, 7 or 8 tiles, there's a reel about the pretty room. The pretty room, we call it, the blue room. And I think I shared like 7 or 8 things just for fun, like where I got them and how much I paid for them. And that the face part of the clock is on the windowsill. Not missing a thing on those. Okay. I didn't think so. Surely. Cassandra Harris. Yes, that's so true. Take no jewelry, and then and you won't have to declare it. Oh, really? Take no jewelry. I don't really bring that many clothes which I know is risky, because what if you get there and you don't find anything you like? But I would much rather buy stuff when I get there. And Nita says that Pierce's sons are models. That's a shocker. Yeah, you got to take the rolling suitcase to the flea market. Absolutely. Okay, well, you guys, you're welcome. Now you know. Bring a suitcase with you. The clock won't probably get hung up for a long time. If I have to take it down to Evanston to get repaired, first of all, I don't even want to think about how much they're going to charge me to do that. I had Miss Amy jumps over to Instagram. Yeah, go check it out. Let's see. The Eiffel Tower is under construction. I went to go get tickets the other day, and I feel like I remember it was under construction for January and February. I don't think it is anymore. The Summer Olympics are going to be held there in 2024, so I know they're sprucing up the joint. But it's not going to be under construction in April, and I don't think I think it was January and February. So, okay. Sis, thank you so much. Anybody have any last minute questions? We're almost done here. Yeah, Miss Amy, let me know what you think over on Instagram. The clock. We had to, first of all, up here in like no man's land, find a clock repair person. Finally found one, and the dude had the thing for 6 months. I'm like, yo, can I get my clock back? Well, parts are really hard to find. Google it. Come on. It cannot be that difficult. Have you seen eBay? Like box lot clock parts. Come on. And of course, it happened again. So that needs to get repaired. But it was a fortune. I paid twice as much to have it repaired as I paid for the clock. So having them dive into this crazy old French clock sort of freaks me out, and I don't want to part with it for that long. It would be really cool to learn how to do something like that yourself, but I've looked at those mechanisms and I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Miss My ABC loves my flowers. Thank you. If you are over on Instagram, follow Crowley House, because she sent me these. Beth is amazing. She's got a new book and a beautiful flower farm in Tanya. Where is she? Is she in Idaho or Oregon? She's out there somewhere. Yes. Yes, the Stupid Cupid video. That's what it is. I wanted it to be Patsy's Stupid Cupid, but I think I could only find what's her name singing it, but it was trending. You know, you got to pick a song that's trending, or else nobody watches your reel, or Instagram won't share it with anybody. So annoying. And Donna is waiting months and months for lamp repair. Yeah, don't you? I hate having to wait for stuff like that. Yeah. Thank you. Wine fixes everything. Okay. All right, everyone. It's 8. That was an hour. Have a wonderful weekend. Come back on Sunday. We're going to start to try to get on the program of doing the Friday Night Lives and then posting a video on Sunday like we used to when we first started the channel. Scroll down on this video description for the link to sign up for my newsletter, because I send those out every week, and that'll sort of give you the heads up of what's going on. Of course, come to Paris with me. Come on. We're going to have so much fun. I don't have any spots left for this year. Let's see if I can find you a link. There we go. But for sure, you can reserve a spot for next year, and we will have a blast. There's a link. You can check it out. Rosebud. That's okay. You start all over again. And again, if you're just catching on, then remember that the live feed won't appear for a few days. So you're just going to have to wing it, and you won't be able to really see what I'm referencing. But I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much, Tanya, for moderating. And I'm going to try to put in any links in the actual video description of this one, of anything that we referenced here this evening. Go watch yourself an episode of Remington Steele and have a beautiful weekend.